ulted. I don't think from this position he'll be able to make much of a difference, and actually decides he's going to go away. Is he going to continue to try for the gank though? Seems that way. Oh, and a pink ward goes down, perfect position, and Kevin is once again blind for anything coming from that middle side.
Unrated at the moment, being pressured by Ocelot there. You can see he's been catching him with all the poisons. Ulti used here. Linak, the Momra's gone straight in from him. You can see he's got Linak coming in support. Ocelot's had to use that flash up. The Ignite was already burned on him. Shyvana was in the right place, but yeah, just baiting him in there. Ocelot just standing there, hoping he went for it, but I don't think he was quite expecting an ulti straight in his face like that, and quickly had to escape out of it. Candy Panda, meanwhile, forcing Yellowstar to back away. Yellowstar, like you say, has been back and forth, got that double Doran's Blade, having to eat those potions already, and Candy Panda being a little bit more stronger, a little bit more bossy down the bottom. They realise that the blue buff is up now, and SK are going to try to push it home. This didn't work out so well for them in the last game. This is going to be an important fight.
Yeah, this is where they came unstuck in the last one. The thing this time, though, Moma is fairly low, and I guess it depends where Moma's actually going to stand to try and take this blue buff, and it is stolen away by Dedrian, and that is pure annoyance for SK. Moma actually portaling away. I was going to say that's a slightly dangerous position for him. Takes a couple of steps to the left, and we'll be fine with that one. Meanwhile, we have got N-Rated back into this bottom lane. There's a couple of shots more going in, and Candy Panda using his quick draw to actually avoid the Zephyr Blade there of N-Rated. Zenith Blade, sorry, not Zephyr Blade.
Yeah, and blue buff now.
That would be the Janna.
Given across to Ocelot, so that's immediate. This is a full role reversal here. The Drayan just pulls that one out. So this is exactly like we saw again in the first game against Authority. Oh, Candy Panda again using the quick draw. Did get stunned this time out though, but they can see the damage turning straight towards N-Rated. And actually Yellowstar's going to eat a few shots in the backside there. N-Rated quickly using his advantage to get that ward down. Just seeing a little invade again from the Drayan here now this time. Oh, and he's got to be careful. He's spotted. He used his ulti, went straight across towards Moa there. Cassiopeia, I think, actually, did he use his ulti there? No, he didn't have it available, so had to back away. But yeah, using his ulti to escape that one, he realised an Udyr coming up and clearing out the damage. So let's have a look at towards the top lane. You can see Renekton trying to build up towards that Brutalizer now. Has got that pink ward. He's obviously going to place it straight on top of the other pink ward, I reckon, and clear that one out. Which so he has no defense at the moment. Kennen, well, he has got that one kill early on, trying to get towards that Hextech Revolver. 1-0 up there, got that double amplifying tome, so both top laners trying the best to get up there, but they are very even in CS at the moment. And Moma and Ocelot, well, we can see they already went for that kill, didn't quite work out from double Doran's rings between the two of them. And 54 CS to 64 CS, so slight advantage for Ocelot. Candy Panda down the bottom, though, again is behind in CS to Yellowstar.
Yeah, once again. But we've seen that change as well. So, very interesting stuff going on this one. Very tight game. I mean, we've got, what, 700 gold difference with the first blood coming in there as well. So, overall, just a really, I guess you could say, because it's that third and final game, neither team wants to do anything stupid and take too many risks. The counter jungler that we've seen from both Shyvana and Udyr, though, has shown that they are willing to take that little extra step. Also, the fact that Momo hung around in that fight in middle early on when he felt like he could actually take down Cassiopeia, he had the help coming in from the side. Ocelot actually deciding, okay, I need the Wraiths, I need the Wolves, I really need to get farming here as quickly as possible. Actually, ping goes down, and Kevin is on his turret, but will Soaz go back? Yeah, the ping went down there, and Dedrian isn't going to find anything from that one. There was that ward in the top side of the river, so Soaz won't have any trouble with that whatsoever.
Yeah, backing straight away, and they know Linux there as well. They've got a ward to the left-hand side. Ocelot, it's just worn out, but he's well aware of it, and you can see he's not even pushing forward. Quite happy to let that lane push forward itself. Shyvana just having to back away. He's going to go get golems. Linak kind of in no man's land at the moment. I think he's going to come across and try and steal the wraiths away. Cassiopeia needs to be alert to that. He has no vision of it, and I think Linak might be able to steal away some wraiths here. Yeah, goes straight in, smites the big one, backs away. Is he going to clear the camp? Oh, he might do. They might not have a choice. Phoenix Stars might do it for him. Leona's going walking as well. Pink goes down. Ocelot spotted him with his ward, but again, we've moved into a passive phase, and I actually expect this one to be a fairly passive game, mainly for the fact there's so much on the line. You know, you could be going out of a $100,000 tournament. The semi-finals await for whoever picks up this game. It is a very tense one. Quick draw coming out from Candy Panda. Howling Gale just actually missing on towards Yellowstar. Does manage to catch him with an ulti, but it's not going to be enough, and Yellowstar will back away. He's going to have to go buy See what sort of gold he's got on him. He has got 1,500. Sorry, I'm looking at... in fact, Ocelot's got 1,500 on him. Ocelot's getting dived on by Momo. Will he manage to plant the ulti? Linak's possibly going to dive towards the turret. Not going to be enough. Slow goes down as well. Linak backs away from that one. And, well, I think I just caught a glimpse of Kevin, yeah, getting low as well. So, across the map at the moment, you can see they're pushing on. He's pushing. Renekton's in a little bit of trouble in this top lane, as you would expect. So Sauer's winning down that top lane. Yellowstar effectively winning in the bottom lane, but he's pretty even in CS at the moment.
Yeah, and we've seen how effectively winning it can actually change when Candy Panda's involved in that bottom lane as well. Yellowstar coming back in. What's he picked himself up? So Sheen complete now for Yellowstar, double Doran's Blade. Graves coming back down as well. He's triple Doran's Blade plus a cloth armor, and those Berserker's Greaves are done. Still level 1 boots for Yellowstar. So he is that little bit behind in terms of his item. It's only 7 CS difference actually, but the top is also only 4, but the kill is in there, and already that Will of the Ancients is complete for Kennen. Yeah. So that's a big thing, and Renekton, I feel, going to have a bit of trouble in there. They've struggled to get Udyr in there to have those real ganks recently on Renekton. Obviously he can move away pretty quickly, got good mobility, but Kennen has as well. Lots of mobility actually across the map in this game.
Yeah, indeed, and that's a horrible thing to have early on, that Will of the Ancients, to go with Fizz. Just keep an eye down the bottom and the top, and you can see that purple ward actually was placed by Kevin. Linak has actually invaded a little bit here. Linak with the Oracle as well. He's been very aggressive. You can see Kennen's now forcing the fight on towards Kevin. He has popped his ulti, but he's managed to flash out of it. I don't think Linak's going to dive this one. Has to be very careful, especially with that Oracle used. Doesn't want to have to lose that one out. Blue buff now will be given across to Ocelot as well. Down the bottom, they continue to farm very passively down the bottom here. They're not really causing the aggression, but Candy Panda has been far more in this game than he has been the last few. You can see we're gone for triple Dorans this time against Yellowstar's Sheen that he'd already built up, and he is actually catching up on CS as well. He's regaining that lead that he had. Kevin doing a great job of escaping Sawaz's damage, but he is pushed against that tower once again. We are seeing movement over here for Dragon.
Yeah, Dead Dragon coming in. He is currently level 8. Candy Panda there. Ocelot comes down. Nif is around as well. There is no vision, actually. There was one in the back of that Dragon pit, but I'm not sure that they can really offer too much. N-Rated is in the pack, and he is actually going to get right in the middle of them. Dead Dragon is surely going to go down. Well, the Fizz ulti was around about half a mile away from that entire SK team, and they will stay alive for this one. Dragon is still there. And again, this game is looking very similar. We saw a little bit of edgy play around Blue. There's another little bit of play around Dragon. It's panning out into a similar kind of thing, except we're 15 minutes in almost, and it's 1-0, and it's hard to tell actually who's going to be coming out on top on this one. Yeah,
and while all that was happening, you saw Renekton Cash Engine diving on Candy Panda, actually being caught out badly as well. Actually going very aggressive. Can Corki finish him off? The ulti does land. The heal comes out as well, though, from Yellowstar. Meanwhile, he lands the Zephyr, tries to back him away. He's trying to hold out enough, trying to bait him in there, and you can see Cassiope was making his way down there, but Ocelot didn't manage to get down in time to pick up any kills. Candy Panda hanging on still, and he's not gone back. He wants to just use the lifesteal of his Doran's Blade to keep in there. What I was going to say is Renekton actually caught on towards Kennen, at the top there, had used his ulti and actually nearly took Sawaz out while that big fight was happening. So happening across the map here, still only 1-0 though, still only 1k gold difference. So you can see that Against Authority are managing to farm it quite well, along with that single kill they've got. We have got Dedrayan actually with an Oracle's clearing out the river now, and you can see Sawaz actually immediately warding up.
Kevin, as he went for the null magic mantle. Also, longsword, that brutalizer, as he said from earlier, still only the tier 1 boots as to yet. Kennen got the same, but he went for that health with Giant's belts just to stay a little bit safer. Moma feeling he needs to have those wraiths away as well. The CS in the middle is currently 123 to 116, so remaining very close. Bottom 132 to 116. In fact, that's almost identical differences amongst the pack, those two teams. And really 1.1k gold we saw in that second game. Actually, after 40 minutes the gold was bang on even. Here we see finally the Man-Bear Pig coming in towards top does have an Oracle, but one thing that they've not counted on here is the fact that Dedrian was up in that top brush, so as not going to be baited out into it, but they will be able to clear out this ward at least, and Dedrian can go back on his way. Linux, I think, fancying a little bit of a steal here, or hoping to catch him out at some point in that jungle, but both teams still very, very edgy play.
Yeah, very edgy. There was about 3 ganks on across the map there. You can see the bottom lane were starting to push Corky. Yellow Star's been damaged a little bit. You can see that bottom tower taking that to half. We also had Leona sat ready and waiting to try and jump on Ocelot. Linak was not sure which way he wanted to go. We've got Shyvana peeking around at the top lane, and they've all managed to back away now. Will Renekton go for anything here? You'll see Dedrain coming down. They're just clearing wards, and both junglers with that Oracle are having a very good job at clearing things out. Ping went down actually on Linux, so he doesn't want to pull that. You can see he was looking for wards actually, looking for saying SK have not got anything really around it. You can see that target is on his head still, so they're well aware of his position. Now they've just seen Shyvana. Shyvana's had to back away from this one, has got the burnout, just going to walk away from that one, no problem at all. Meanwhile down the bottom you can see the double AD, the AD in support, having a little poke back and forward, waiting for Shyvana to get around and clear this Oracle out. Against All Authority want this. Kennedy is now moving in, has gone back and bought, got that Willie the Ancients, and nearly actually built up to O'Reilly's, only single pair of boots. Kevin now coming down as well with that Brutalizer. This is going to be the first big team engaged, Joe.
Certainly looks that way. Kevin moving in there. Momo so is actually waiting here. Maybe they're going to try and jump in and take down, or have a go at taking down Ocelot. We're going to find out here in just a second. The other 3 from aAa are all in the bottom river area. Linak just checking once again with that Oracle. Very calculated Oracle play actually from both teams. Dedrian is going to clear out a ward in this brush on the side, and actually Linak, yeah, he puts it, I was going to say, doesn't want to get caught out, put the stun on Kevin just so he remains safe. There's pings going left, right and centre actually from SK Gaming at this point, and both teams are so wary of actually making the engagement. Nif needs to be careful that he doesn't get caught out, and we are going to see that sailing blade landing. Nif going low and actually will get himself away from that one against All Authority. Have they done enough to stop SK pushing in though for this dragon? Momo needs to be careful that he doesn't get left out if a fight actually kicks off here. And AAA have been split up. Linak and N-Rated at the bottom side, Yellow Star and Momo at the top. We've also got Soaz, who's just farming the bottom lane, as you do when your team's gearing up for that dragon fight. Will finally work his way in there. Ocelot also just trying to make his presence felt, forcing aAa to back off. Dragon still stands there. He's probably wondering why he's still alive when there's so much action going off around him. And is Kevin actually going to go home here? I feel this could be a bit of a mistake from Kevin.
Yeah, he has gone home. He was kind of visible as well when he went home. Fizz is continuing to push the middle though.
And surely Fizz will come down now that Kevin's left. Actually, with Candy Pandas down in this bottom lane, Yellow Star is going to come up. And look at this, SK have almost given away this dragon. It's going to be on half HP at least before they can get anything done. And against All Authority decide, not going to be worth it. By this time, Kevin is now back in. Dragon is pulled out, will be reset for 300 HP. Well, they are going to look to try and finish things off, and Dragon will go over to against All Authority. Doesn't look like a fight's going to kick off. Actually, it will. Kevin's going to start to work in. Flash used by Lina. Look at this. Ocelot is in behind. Use his ultimate on Soaz, but Ocelot is going to go very down. That's not good news. And N-Rated will actually flash away from it as well. Candy Panda out of mana, and the first kill in that little engagement onto Ocelot. It was a very aggressive move. I understand almost why he did it, because he expected they were, as a team, going to run through that tri-bush, and he wanted to get behind them and say, there you go, you're all under my ulti now, and that would have been a different story if that had have actually happened. Yeah,
it would have been brilliant if the rest of the team were backing away, but they all turned around and engaged. They're like, oh, we're going to fight as well. So, aggressive flash can be a bad thing, and it just didn't work out this time. The ulti did land on one. Could have been brilliant if it had caught all three of them. It would have been simply a turning point, and they would have been in the driving seat. As it is, they lost the dragon. They're 2-0 down, and it's suddenly against All Authorities in position again, and Yellow Star continuing to hammer away on that bottom lane. 180 CS now to 160, so he's already pulled a 20 CS lead, while that little debate was going on. They just weren't quite sure whether to fight. Kevin went in, kind of caught the wrong person, went for it. It was Udir actually they caught out, which is probably just the last person in that team fight you wanted to catch out here. Kevin's got to be careful here. He's got Fizz and Soaz there sneaking in. Yeah, you can see Soaz trying to put a questionable shuriken across, trying to catch him out. Where the realizes that moment went in there. If he doesn't, he might do now, because I don't think they can hear us on stage. They can't really. I mean, I've been up there and I can't even hear myself when I'm up there, so it's pretty bad for them. So yeah, they don't give too much away for them. So Kevin though is going to come in. Fizz actually chopped the waters going early and catching him beautifully. That's definitely going to be a kill. Who will pick it up? That's the question. Moma's going to play playful trickster and say, thanks, I'll take that one. Meanwhile, down the bottom, you can see Nif just even to Monsoon, just about escaped that one. Yellow Star, has he got a Valkyrie? Is he going to dive for it? Not too sure whether he wants to use it. You can see he's trying to bide his time to get the ulti straight diagonally across. Instead, he's had to back away from that one. Shyvana having to defend up the top there, but it is 3-0, and that was a very well executed kill at the top.
And really, really patiently played as well by Momo, waiting that brush for a good 30 seconds. As we can see down at the bottom, continued pressure from Yellow Star onto Candy Panda, and actually it was the shield that really kept Janna alive during that last one. And Nif, he's coming back into lane with having not regenerated his full health or his full mana, but he's going to come in there anyway just to try and keep that tower protected. Although it's only Yellow Star there, he's not got much mana, but look at the damage already that Yellow Star's putting out. He's got BF Sword finishing there, decided to go for that rather than, headed up to that Phage. Meanwhile, up at top, Soaz has finished off that turret, and once again, you're going to say, winning that lane out.
Yeah. And the bottom lane has been won out. Kevin actually diving on towards Soaz there, but you can see Dedrayan was a little bit too far away to actually get involved in that. Had already used his ulti to escape Soaz, and Kevin just forcing him away down the bottom.
Is going to get totally destroyed as well. That was a gang coming in from Udia. Got the stun off, and actually Janna flashed away from a friend. He was on pretty much full health as well there, Janna. So he's like, sorry, Candy Panda.
You're dead.
You're dead, and I'm the support, but I'm alive. Yeah. That's how it's going to go down. We're looking like Moma could do a significant amount of damage, if not actually take it down on this middle turret. I should imagine he will by the time Dedrayan gets in here. Chose, interesting actually, chose not to use Burnout and get there a little bit quicker and maybe hold the turret, for that one last time. Decides just to let it go. Ocelot headed. Is he going to go up north? No, just wants a little bit of farm, stealing away from Dedrayan. And up at top, Soaz may have a little bit of trouble. We have Nif moving in there. Kevin just gets stunned, and Soaz is just going to get himself away. No real problems. But 4-0 it is to Against All Authority. No one making the mistake just yet of being caught out too much by them, and of course has not died. Meanwhile, Wit's End is now finished on Udia, so as well as being that tanky beast that he is, he's also going to start to do a scary amount of damage.
Yeah, and the thing for Against Authority, I'm just going to look towards the top there. They're diving on towards Kevin. You can see Yellowstar and Soaz have managed to stun him. Just about dashes away. Will he finish him off? He will. Yellowstar picking up the kill there with an ulti. Very nicely played. The rest of SK are closing in around him, but they're going to back away in plenty of time. Kennen and Gorky probably the most maneuverable they could be. Wow, did you see the damage that one single shuriken just did on Nif? Incredible stuff. So he's immediately going to back away from that one. But as I was about to mention, Willie the Ancient stack is going to work so well. You can see the flash from Nif having to be used there. Meanwhile, they're diving towards Ocelot. Ocelot having to use the flash. Chum the Waters coming across. Meanwhile, Dedrayan having to use his kit, force them away there. I think it was Candy Panda that blew them all backwards. Monsoon from Nif as well. But wow, SK are actually starting to be in a little bit of trouble here and fearful for their lives, because every time they go somewhere, they get caught out. Meanwhile, Linek is just hammering away on this middle turret, turns around, goes towards Candy Panda, puts a quick stun in his face and goes, okay, 3v1's a little bit too much and we'll go back. But they are looking very, very strong. Like I said, 5-0 up. 1-0-3 Kennen is going to be strong, but with Fizz alongside him, who's nearly got that Rabadon's death cap already, and the Sheen, that Chum the Waters is going to be painful.
Yeah, and the worst thing there for SK is they came in to defend, and they ended up using all their ultis to actually escape and not go down, which is something that kind of shows where the game's at right now, when you having to use your ultimate so defensively after one of your teammates gets caught out of there. Kennen, as you said, Will the Ancient's done, Rylez is done, blasting wand in there, up at currently 300 AP there or thereabouts, and actually got more than Fizz at the moment, but needlessly large rod, Sheen and the blasting one is finished. Meanwhile, Dragon has respawned, and again, against all authorities, coming in from two different sides. It's Corky and Leona down on the bottom, Fizz and Kennen up in the middle lane. Soaz not too worried about it, actually. He's just farming completely. He's up to 206. War, the aAa basically played alone, and SK were just pulled in every which direction except anything that helped them in any way. They lost the turret, middle was all farmed out, then they lost Dragon, and they didn't get anything for their pleasure. Yeah, this is looking very much like the SK the first game, where the timings are off at the moment. They didn't seem to have control. Remember, they invaded the blue early on, managed to steal that. They didn't follow that up, though. Yeah. They didn't go for the second time. They knew when it was going to spawn, but they didn't get in there. Well, they left the lizard, right? Yeah. In that game, and that was the problem for him, I think. Yeah. So Soaz clears out that wave. Soaz now looking very strong. You can see Ryler's been completed, along with that Will in the Ancients he's had long ago. Will in the Ancients has been completed by Cassiopeia, though. Cassiopeia, 200 CS, 203 CS for Fizz, has got that Rabadon's Death Cap complete. You can see that Trinity Force just popping up there. So Trinity Force and Bloodthirster now for Corky. Cookie looking very strong. So Yellow Star, man on a mission in this game after having a very aggressive face in the last game. They will manage to pick up the kill there on the tower. Will Linak go down? He has been caught out, but they're not going to follow it up there. They do not feel it is the right time, especially to rush into a bush like that. They could have Kennen coming down. Will he manage to catch anyone out? It's the Drain they want. He has got that Oracle on. He's just trying to farm up and back away. But Against All Authority are feeling very strong here. You can see they are a 9k up in gold. That is a big, sorry, 8k up, I can't count, in a big advantage. But 3-2 in towers. SK are not out of this one yet. They still have a big team fight in them. If that Cassiopeia ulti can be landed at the right time, if Renekton can get in at the right time, if Dreyan and Shyvana can get in at the right time, it will turn things. But as it is at the moment, this combo here, Soaz and Moma, has been so strong throughout this. You can see 103. There's only been 5 kills throughout this game. He's been in the right place at the right time. Soaz doing a fantastic job. Linak as well has been causing problems for them. He's been clearing out those wards very well, and now there's going to be a fight for the blue buff, Joe. Yeah, and as you said, all the right people have got kills on aAa, and all the wrong people are dead, actually, on the other side for SK. It's only the support and the jungler that have not actually gone down. All the rest, Renekton 3 times not gone good. Here we go then. Actually, Linak in the mix of things, and Kevin's going to dive straight in there. Immediately nuke down to minus at least half HP. There goes the ultimate from Moma as well. Candy Panda going very low, uses a flash to get away. Linak not finished just yet. There goes the ulti across, but here is Kennen, and this is going to go all kinds of bad for SK now, as Dedrian uses his ultimate to get away from the fight again. It was a double for Corky in there, and guess what? Not a single kill for SK Gaming again. Yeah, that was not good, and they had the blue stolen away to start with, so they should have just backed straight away. But very good initiation from N-Rated once again on Leona, just catching them out perfectly. And you know, they're in an enclosed position. It couldn't have got easier for them. So especially for Chum the Waters, it's like you're in a perfect spot. Chum the Waters covers that whole area you're stood in. I think I'm going to use that. And Soaz obviously flash ulting across. Soaz is very aggressive in this one. 105. Shirelia's Reverie been completed now on Leona. Leona just playing a magnificent game. You can't give these supports enough support, especially when it's Leona as well. You know, it's an unusual support player from Against All Authorities. I'm not too sure whether SK were kind of expecting it, really. Obviously, it's worked very well for them. We've seen it, especially from a picture of a goose, I believe, is the one I'm thinking of, which I know now as MTWN8. But as it is, Against All Authorities are looking strong. 8-0. We have seen turnarounds from this far ahead, but not very often. Dignitas will be aware of that, because it happened to them against Fnatic. We saw Moscow 5 turning down a 9-0 deficit against Curse Gaming. But as it stands at the moment, it's going to have to be another great Baron steal, I feel, for SK here. Yeah, that Baron steal is going to have to come into play for sure. They have to make sure that aAa don't get it for free. and then aren't able to do too much damage with it. As we look now, it seems like they're almost ready. A couple of pings going down, which to me indicate ward positions maybe that they want to have down and ready before they start off this Baron. Linak has made sure that that Baron pit is actually cleared out of wards. Against All Authority, well, they decide, no, now's not the time. Let's go back towards the middle area and maybe push that lane. Oh, actually, to escape from Janna. Didn't save Ocelot though, and Janna is barely going to escape this one. I think, yep, Yellow Star leaves it alone and decides, well, let's take the turret down, let's take this inhibitor, and then I guess they're going to back away and go in for that Baron pickup. That makes the most sense from this point right now. With Cassiopeia out, there's not a lot I think that SK can really do. Is 28 seconds till he comes up. Dedrian already starting to work his way in. There is Soaz, actually just going to hold the ground basically, and now they're going to push top. So going for the turrets rather than going for that Baron, which I think they could have had there, to be quite honest, almost for free.
They have to be very careful, because obviously they've still got the drain in there. They could obviously get in and get their smite on, and as it stands though, you know, they were right to back away from that one, I think. So, you know, it was a good call from against All Authority. So taking that inner turret, now they're in a position where they could back off and maybe try and bait them in. You can see Cassiopeia has after getting caught there.
Yeah, and it almost worked out for him as well when he got that ultimate across, except the guys behind just managed to power on through anyway and get those kills in. Super Minions obviously streaming down the middle again. There's Candy Panda, which is one of these things that we've pointed out time and time again. If you let him farm, he will farm, and he will farm more than you really needed to. He's currently 30 CS behind Corki, obviously way behind in kills as well, and he could get himself caught out, which is something that Candy Panda struggle with. Actually uses quick draw. Yellow Star says, well, that's not going to help you very much, because guess what, I'm going to Valkyrie straight over the top, and again Candy Panda gets caught out, and that's something that we've in my opinion seen a little bit too much in this best of 3 from Candy Panda.
We saw him on Cog where he got caught out 3 or 4 times, and yet against the authorities have been quick to pounce on him. Meanwhile, you can see the purple turret has gone down. Moma's now in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get caught out though by SK, so finally picking up a kill on that trickster, as it were. But you can see the rest of Against All Authorities are starting to move around. They are going to get straight towards Kevin. Ulti popped straight away. Kevin being stunned up. He's not going to be able to get away from this one. He's trying his best. You can see Leona, and a fail flash indeed was there. Now Ocelot's in trouble. He's trying to back away. You can see that Against All Authorities, this is like a damaged ganking team just piling on through the rest of SK, and they do manage to take him down. The turret will follow surely. There's not a lot that Shyvana and Nif can do about this one, and they're just going to hammer away at that. Yellow Star has played magnificently again, 7-0-3, but Soaz has just been initiating everything on Kennen, and you know what? He's played brilliantly throughout these 3 matches, and it's looking like Against All Authorities are in a strong position now. 13-1, massive goal difference. I can't even count it, it's that big, and I can't go past 10. But SK, yeah, they just, I don't know what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to turtle it up and just hope that that inhibitor spawns, and just pray that Against All Authorities don't choose to go for Baron.
Yeah, but they surely will do at this stage. I mean, top inhibitor down, middle inhibitor down. It only takes basically 1 or 2 kills now, and they're going to push straight on through, and there's not going to be a lot that SK can actually do about it. Yellow Star is getting himself home. There's actually no vision whatsoever around Baron, as I say that. Dedrian does put a ward down in the back of the pit, which you'd imagine will be cleared out straight away, because guess what? Linak's not died yet, and he's had that Oracle on for, well, since about 5 minutes into the game, I think. So really proving its worth in this one. They're going to clear out this jungle. Actually, there's a stack going on bottom. It looks like Against All Authority going to go for you know, the tutorial way to finish off this game, which is make sure you get all the turrets down, all the inhibitors, and then start to push in there as well. They've decided to go for it without going down for that Baron pickup. They've got a decent stream of minions coming in here. And look at Dedrian going so very low right away. And Chum Waters is going to come in. And Ocelot surely going to be picked off. He uses his ultimate, which gets Linak in. Ulti used by Janna as well. And, well, that's just going to give the turret over. Moment dives in as well. Start damage out to keep them away from this inhibitor. And that will be gifted over to SK, Against All Authority. So SK really not got much to work with right now. For me, Soaz been so strong on Kennen. Actually got his Zonya's Hourglass built up now, so even if they wanted to kill him, they probably can't. And they're going to back away. And this is, without doubt, the Baron pickup for Against All Authority. And SK can't do anything because, guess what, there's minions all over their base anyway.
Yeah, they're having to fend off them super minions from the middle, and now the sides are already being pushed. And that will be a free Baron for Against All Authorities. But there's nothing SK going to do about it. And now, you know, Against All Authority, they're going to have to throw this hard. They're literally going to have to walk off stage and let someone in the audience play. And even then, I don't think they could lose this game because it is a very one-sided match. So Dignitas are going to be looking at this and thinking, well, you know what? We absolutely spanked these in the group stage, but they can't take that for granted because Against All Authorities will have learned. They said themselves, we weren't quite sure what to do against the American teams. That may play in Dignitas' favour, but they're going to be watching this one very closely. You said yourself, they've been practicing today as well. Obviously, CLG versus Moscow 5 is the other semi-finals as well. If anyone missed that one, it is going to be two fantastic games. Obviously, best of threes again. Against All Authority, are they going to drive this one home, Joe? I think they will.
Yeah, I think they will as well. With that Baron buff on, they've obviously gone for a bunch of elixirs left, right and centre, and they're just going to look for a decent engagement. Candy Panda already knocked down to around about half HP. And the ultis are up across the board for Against All Authority, so it's just going to take Kennen to actually dive in there and cause all kinds of problems. Candy Panda, is he going to go down? And it was actually Leona who got in there. Ocelot starting to fall. Ultimate pulled off by Dedrian, but I'm not sure that's going to really offer anything in terms of a saviour for SK Gaming. These two turrets going to be hammered away. Actually, there's 3 or 4, 5, 6 super minions, can't even count them, there's that many. This Nexus is going to go down, and Against All Authority are going to win this great best of 3 and go through into the semi-final.
Yeah, and what a fantastic game it was, really. Best of 3, we went all the way through those 3 matches. SK, well, you know what, they're going to feel a little bit down on this one. It is the quarter-final stage for them again, I'm afraid, but again,